Coming up on Lexington Now, an update on homelessness in Lexington. The city is getting just a little bit brighter, and Douglas Park at 100. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Roberts, and welcome to another edition of Lexington Now, where we take a look at the news that shapes your urban county government. Lexington Mayor Jim Gray and Office of Homelessness Director Charlie Lanter gave all of us an update on the state of homelessness in Lexington. Here's more.
Here's the first headline for today. Since 2014, homelessness has declined by more than 26% in Lexington. 26%. In 2014, the annual point-in-time count found 1,453 people living in shelters, in transitional housing, or on the streets. In 2016, that number was 1,064. You deserve a round of applause. Now here's a second headline. Between 2015 and 2016, there was a more than 50% decrease in people meeting the definition of chronic homelessness. More than 50% decrease. And a third headline. We have nearly ended veterans' homelessness in Lexington. Charlie Lanter, our Director of Homelessness Intervention and Prevention, will talk a little more about our work with veterans in just a minute. And this is a fourth headline, just in this morning. The city learned today that Lexington has received a $333,000 federal grant for rapid rehousing, rental assistance to help folks leave shelters and the streets for permanent housing. Now, we are in no way declaring victory, but we are claiming progress. We're claiming progress, and that's thanks to all of you here. To Charlie and to Rick McQuady and our Office of Affordable Housing. All good efforts start with a good plan, and for that we want to thank Vice Mayor Steve Kay, former council member and businesswoman Deborah Hensley, and the members of the Mayor's Commission on Homelessness. Vice Mayor, as chair and co-chair of the commission, you and Deborah, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today, did a great job putting together a plan that recognized our strengths and addressed our weaknesses. We see that clearly reflected in the numbers that we're announcing today. I want to mention that as I was just talking earlier with Steve Polston, who's been so active in these efforts, Steve said, you know, Jim, he said, I lived in Knoxville and I saw a commission like this launch, and its recommendations didn't get anywhere. They didn't move forward. But in Lexington, they've moved forward. And we see an incredible level of difference then.
I think the size of this group is an indication of the numbers of people who've been involved in this effort for so many years, going back to literally to the 90s. And Deborah Hensley could not be here today, but she has been involved in that process since the beginning and deserves a lot of credit for where we are today. What pleases me the most is that we had a commission, and as the mayor said, often commissions do their work and make their reports, and then nothing happens. What happened here is that we made what I think was a very comprehensive and enlightened report about not only what's happening nationally and what best practices are, but what we could do in Lexington that really fit our needs and the kind of community we are. As a result, the mayor and the council committed significant resources, and we were exceptionally fortunate to be able to hire Charlie Lanter to lead this effort. The good numbers that we see today are a reflection of all of that work over all of those years, and I applaud all of you for the work that you have done to make that possible, and thank you for being here today. Thank you.
I'm especially excited because today is officially, or this week is officially the 2-year anniversary of this office. I started on this job 2 years ago this week. Every day I'm thankful for the people who are in this room, the nonprofit organizations, the faith-based groups, all of the people who make what we're announcing today possible. We just coordinate, we facilitate. It's the organizations and the people out there who do the work. Part of our efforts included a very special committee and task force on ending veteran homelessness in particular. I'm happy to share with you that those results so far are very impressive. Our partners through the Veterans Administration locally, the Volunteers of America, Mid-States, Hope Center, the Lexington Housing Authority, and many, many others who have met with us at least twice monthly for 2 years, have really made progress in the last 18 months, housing hundreds and hundreds of veterans experiencing homelessness. We have cut that number by almost half in this community, and we actually believe we have reached what we would call functional zero. And that means we have the capacity to house every remaining homeless veteran in our community and the existing capacity to house new episodes of veterans homelessness in our community. So we're really excited about that. This has been a team effort. And I can't speak and not give a lot of credit to two people, Samantha Chanda and Jennifer Oberlin, who work in my office and who spent weeks and weeks of their life compiling the surveys and the data from the count to give us the numbers that we have today. Thank you to members of the Homelessness Prevention and Intervention Board who spend hours in meetings with me making these decisions and setting up these programs. Homelessness is bigger than any one person or organization, but together we can make progress, and today's data shows that we have done it. Today's not a victory party, like the mayor said. It's not an end to any of our work. Today is a moment to pause, to recognize our successes, and to assess the great challenges that still lie ahead. Every night there are still about 1,000 people who go to bed in our community without a home. There are many hundreds more that are on the margins, fighting to stay off the streets. So we won't stop until that number is functional zero for everyone in our community. Our work continues so that people in Lexington and even in surrounding counties have all the opportunities, support services, and access to safe, decent, and affordable housing that anyone could need. I encourage anyone who hears this message today and is experiencing homelessness or knows someone who is, to please call 211 and get access to the resources you need. As a community, we are making progress, and we believe we can help find a way to get you off the streets.
For more information about the Office of Homelessness, you can log on to the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. Well, if you're driving down Oliver Lewis Way, things should be just a little bit brighter. That's thanks to a special lighting ceremony that kicked off last weekend.
This is a truly public work of art, and I want to start by thanking all of you. As taxpayers in Lexington, Fayette County, as supporters of the arts, as supporters of Lex Arts, this has happened because of you, and it's really happening for you. It's happening for our visitors to Lexington, a great way to welcome them, and it's happening for people who haven't even been born yet, because this is going to be here for a long time.
Personally, I believe deeply in the power of public art to transform neighborhoods and communities. When I was elected 4 years ago and joined the Corridors Commission, I knew that this bridge had been designed specifically to be a home for art by Clive Pohl and Graham Pohl of Pohl Rosa Pohl Architects. With that knowledge, I reached out to Lex Arts and sought funding to make something happen on this bridge. I never dreamed of the magnificent sculpture that we have here today. And while I may have been the instigator or spark plug for this endeavor, we wouldn't be standing here tonight without the support of so many people and the coordination by Nathan Zamaron and Lex Arts. Nothing of this scale can happen without political will and money. With the initial support and funding by the Corridors Commission, this project began in 2014, and last year Mayor Gray included $50,000 for this project in his fiscal year budget. My colleagues on the council followed suit with another $50,000 from the city's fund balance. And 21 different businesses, individuals, and organizations donated more than $30,000 to bring this sculpture to life. Origins is a true public-private partnership that enhances our community for those who work here, those who live here, and those who visit for generations to come.
Everybody knows what the sculptures, it's the Distillery District. I did a little history on it and on the history of Lexington, and it is symbolic of the burning of white oak barrels in the distillery of bourbon there. But there's other things. The light sculptures also resemble torches and are emblematic of hope, energy, and passion, and I thought that really stood out as far as what Lexington was about. It wasn't just about the placement of art, but creating a sense of place. And I'm not going to lie, when I first came out here for the site visit with the other artists, it was a little daunting. And we've got this long, expansive bridge that's super wide, and so it was all about, like I said, creating a sense of place, something that had color in it, and hearken to Lexington's storied past and bright future. And so I think once we got that together, and the hats off to the architects again, I think that was a stellar design there. It really worked together. And to you, the community, who's been supportive 100% of the time there.
3, 2, 1.
For more information about the lights, you can log on to the city's website. It's lexingtonky.gov. Douglas Park is one of Lexington's oldest parks, and it recently just celebrated its 100th anniversary. It was commemorated with the unveiling of a special plaque.
This sign dedication was kind of the impetus of the 100 Hands Community Service Project of Leadership Lexington, which is an entity of Commerce Lexington. Just a brief synopsis of what Leadership Lexington is. It is an 11-month program and leadership development program that's sponsored by Commerce Lexington, and we're happy to have Stephanie Hong with us today, who is the chair of the Leadership Lexington Steering Committee. And this project, the 100 Hands Project, we decided as a group to sponsor Douglas Park. And part of that sponsoring, one prong was playground equipment, which we are so thankful with Councilmember Brown and his office that has placed money aside to bring new playground equipment in the fall of 2016. We also had a prong to bring in soccer goals, and we're happy to say that Lexington Legends has sponsored those soccer goals to also be placed here in the park. And we also wanted to beautify the O'Rear Center and also this park, which leads us to our sign dedication ceremony today. And the last and final thing, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say that, we will celebrate all of the wonderful things that we have been able to do as a community and our sponsors with a field day celebration on May the 20th, Friday, May the 20th, with the students of Booker T. Washington Academy.
This park was dedicated or identified to serve a underserved population or demographic in our community. So by being around for 100 years and having to be a safe place and a wonderful place that families and children can come and enjoy one another's company is just real important. I've also been tasked to present Call 811 Before You Dig with a proclamation, and also the 100 Hands, the 100 Hands team with a proclamation from our mayor. So I'll read those. And the proclamation reads, 100 Hands for Douglas Park Day. I, Jim Gray, Mayor of Lexington, in celebration of 100 Hands for Douglas Park, and the citizens and businesses, including Columbia Gas and Kentucky American Water, Lowe's and Home Depot, who are working together to improve Douglas Park in celebration of its centennial year, do hereby declare April 29, 2016, 100 Hands for Douglas Park Day. All right, and then the next one for Call 811 Before You Dig Day, it reads, I, Jim Gray, Mayor of Lexington, in celebration of Columbia Gas and Kentucky American Water and their support of Arbor Day and the Douglas Park Centennial, do hereby declare April 29, 2016, Call 811 Before You Dig Day, and encourage citizens to make a call to avoid damage to gas, electric, communication, water, and sewer lines. Signed, Mayor Jim Gray.
Coming up after the break, we'll tell you all about Mayfest.
Hello, I'm Detective Mark Thomas with the Lexington Police Department. You may also know me from Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about a new texting system that we have available through any smartphone. In the body of your message, you can text LexPD plus your tip to crimes. When you're submitting anonymous information, we ask that you include several things that would help us conduct the investigations more thoroughly, such as a person's name, their home address, possible license plate numbers, any other people involved, or why you think that they're conducting the type of activity that you believe that they are. All of those things, no matter how small you believe they could be, are relevant to the investigation. So please include those. So remember, you can send your anonymous tip information either through text, you can call the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers anonymous tip line at 859-253-2020, or you can go online to bluegrasscrimestoppers.com. Thank you.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Fire Administration. Have two ways out. When fire strikes, deadly smoke can fill your home within minutes. That's why the USFA wants you to plan and practice home fire drills. Draw a map of each level of your home showing all doors and windows. Discuss the map with everyone who lives with you. Practice your home fire drill at least twice a year. Make sure all doors and windows that lead outside open easily. Push the smoke alarm button to start the drill. Try feeling your way in the dark or with your eyes closed. Have at least two ways out of every room. If your first way out is blocked by fire or smoke, you can use your second way out. If there is smoke, get low and go. Crawl quickly under the smoke to your nearest exit. Close doors behind you and gather at a pre-planned outside meeting place where first responders can see you. Call 911. Remember, get out and stay out. Never go back inside for people, pets, or things. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Welcome to Your Health, starring Your Hands. On today's show, washing your hands. If people don't wash their hands often, especially when they're sick, they can spread germs directly to other people or onto surfaces that others touch. And before you know it, everyone has come down with something. It's important to wash your hands frequently with good soapy water. Here's some hand washing tips. Wash your hands after using the bathroom. Wash your hands after coughing or blowing your nose. Wash your hands before eating, serving, or preparing food. Wash your hands after playing with your pets or touching other animals. Wash your hands after outdoor activities. Wash your hands before and after visiting someone who's sick. Wash your hands when they get dirty. And wash your hands after changing those diapers. Thanks for watching Your Health, and remember, wash those hands frequently.
Welcome back to the show. Mayfest is this weekend, and it promises to be bigger and better than ever. Laura Farnsworth fills us in on the family-friendly fun details.
Hi, I'm Laura with the Downtown Lexington Corporation, and we're here today at Gratz Park to talk about the 2016 Mayfest Arts Fair.
We roam the field. fields and riverside when we were young and gay. We chased the bees and plucked the flowers in the merry, merry month of May. Oh yes, with ever-changing sports we whiled the hours away. The skies were bright, our heads were light in the merry, merry month of May. Our voices echoed through the glen.
On Mother's Day weekend, May 7th and 8th, Gratz Park will be alive with over 70 arts and crafts vendors, tons of great local food vendors, and an entertainment stage for a weekend that will be packed with art and lots of excitement here in downtown Lexington at Gratz Park and Morrison Lawn on the campus of Transylvania University. Mayfest Arts Fair is definitely an event for the entire family. In addition to arts and crafts vendors selling everything from photography to paintings and jewelry, we'll have horse rides for the kids, a bounce house, and of course, West 6th beer and Kentucky Ale beer. For more information, including a lineup of this year's arts and crafts vendors, you can visit our website, downtownlex.com.
Oh yes, with ever-changing sports we whiled the hours away. The skies were bright, our heads were light in the merry, merry month of May.
For more information about Mayfest, you can log on to the organizer's website. It's downtownlex.com. Well, in just a little while from now, there will be doggies and sheep running around in Masterson Station Park. This is because 2 annual favorite festivals are coming to town.
Hello, welcome to Masterson Station Park on this lovely day. My name is Georgia Ackerman and I'm with Parks and Recreation. I'm standing here with my friend Connie Brannon, who is representing the Kentucky Classic Stock Dog Trials that are going to be held starting, what's the date?
We start on May 18th, which is a Wednesday, and go through Sunday, May 22nd.
Very good, and we are doing it at the same time we are doing the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival up in the fairgrounds. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about our event that weekend and tell you what you can expect if you come on out here. There's a lot going on.
This is the longest running stock dog trial in the United States and one of the most prestigious.
And how many people do you expect usually?
We have handlers that come from all around the United States and Canada. We'll have people from the West Coast and even the Western Canada area. And then we'll have some large number of spectators as well. A lot of that is weather dependent.
Mm-hmm. And it's a great place to bring kids, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's set up in a really lovely part of the park where you can kind of sit up high and watch the dogs work. Dogs like Boz, watch the dogs work. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what they're looking for, and you know what I mean? Just give us a thumbnail sketch idea of what it is the competition's like.
We bring 500 sheep in from Montana, so these sheep have not been worked by dogs before, so it's very challenging for the handlers and the dogs. And the dogs will go out, the sheep will be set about 500 yards away, and the dogs will cast out, get behind the sheep, and bring them down the field, and that can be pretty exciting because oftentimes the sheep have to be convinced to come. Pretty exciting for the sheep and the dog and the handler, and the spectators usually get a big roar when the sheep go in the pen, knowing how hard it's been.
Everyone loves dogs, but you don't often get to see a dog do exactly what he was bred to do. You know what I mean? Really work, and they just love it so much, you know. So it really is a great, people come from a long way to see it, so come out, even if it's not such a great day, because it really is fun to watch them. And at the same time that this is going on, I think it's the 6th year for the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival, and this is a group of vendors. We're going to have 73 vendors who come with all kind of knitting related or fiber related utensils. We've got lots and lots of yarn, needles, spinning wheels. We'll have lots and lots of food available, and we have a shuttle between Connie's event and mine, which is really nice because you can ride back and forth, and you don't have to walk. It's not too far, but it's nice to just hop on a shuttle and go back and forth. Kids 10 and under are free. It's $5 admission, but again, there's live animals in there, and there's shearing going on, and it's just a really fun time. So the dates for the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival are the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The vendors are open the 21st and 22nd, but we have demonstrations and classes going on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So if you have any questions, look on our website. Hopefully we'll see you those days. Thank you.
For more information about these festivals, stay tuned to Lexington Now, and as always, you can get more information on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. Bluegrass Farm to Table and the Bluegrass Community Foundation want to make sure you are eating your veggies, and that's why they are bringing back Bluegrass Double Dollars. It's a program to make sure that everyone can eat healthy, especially those folks who might not otherwise have access to fresh foods.
Fresh produce. It's a commodity most of us tend to take for granted. But there are many in our community who don't have access, and that is where the Bluegrass Double Dollars program, now in its second year, comes in.
Bluegrass Double Dollars is an incentive program designed to make healthy local produce more affordable for folks participating in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP.
Ashton Potter Wright of Bluegrass Farm to Table says SNAP users can use their EBT cards to get up to 10 Bluegrass Double Dollars at any participating location in Lexington.
Bluegrass Double Dollars is a partnership between Bluegrass Community Foundation and Bluegrass Farm to Table at 4 locations. Here at Good Foods Co-op, Lexington Farmers Market, Lexington Market East End, as well as Fresh Stop Markets.
And not only does the program benefit SNAP users, but it benefits local growers as well. Because as Christy Maggart explains, double dollars are only good on specific items identified as local.
Any sort of produce that is produced here in Central Kentucky, such as plants, herbs, plant starts, vegetables, fruits, all sorts of yummy things. We have Kentucky Blue signs that have our little icon that's just like kind of the state of Kentucky, and they are throughout our produce section, and people can look for those blue signs that help identify that they're made in Kentucky and produced in Kentucky and grown in Kentucky.
First District Council member James Brown says the program has been a great boost for the health of his constituents and has generated a lot of excitement in his district.
Residents and district members can purchase fresh produce at a reasonable cost. I think it has actually increased their spending dollars and given them the ability to purchase more with less. I know it was a whole lot of excitement with the Fresh Stop that they had last year. From what I hear now, I heard they have a lot of participation, a lot of excitement building around the East End Fresh Stop.
Lisa Adkins of the Bluegrass Community Foundation explains what the program has meant to them as an organization.
What we care about is making Lexington and all the communities we serve across the Bluegrass be the most vibrant, dynamic, and healthy communities they can be, and Bluegrass Double Dollars does just that.
As Vice Mayor Steve Kay explains, the City of Lexington, in its partnership with the Bluegrass Community Foundation and the Bluegrass Double Dollars program, has been able to enhance its role in providing healthy local food options.
There are some things that the city can't do by itself or for itself. This enables the Bluegrass Community Foundation can seek grants, get grants, work with other organizations that we sometimes work with, but are not always, can't always do it very easily.
Lisa says that the foundation welcomes any who want to contribute to the program.
Anyone who wants to help contribute financially to support this effort can make a charitable, tax-deductible gift to Bluegrass Community Foundation for Bluegrass Double Dollars and can help more people get healthy, fresh fruits and vegetables on their plate.
We've got a pretty full schedule coming up here in the Urban County government. Here's a quick look at what's on the calendar, but for a complete listing of meetings and events, you can log on to the city's website. You know where to find us, lexingtonky.gov. That's all for this week's edition of Lexington Now. We'll return next week with more news from your Urban County government, but in the meantime, you can keep up with what we're doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also get 24/7 traffic updates by following us at our Twitter handle. It's at @LexRex. For the staff and producers at GTV3, I'm Sherelle Roberts, and that's it for now.